what are the different warehouses and what are their warehouses equipments are there, we will study in this chapter. Warehouses activities, product movement of the product from one place to the another place within the warehouse. This is the warehouse activity. Product storage, the product will be stored in the bins, pallet racks. Then information transfer, where the products are stored, which product is to be moved, from where it is moved. The information transfer is the important. If the information transfer fails, then the warehouse activity will be failed. Information is the important one. Then the goods pickers. The goods pickers from the warehouses and types of the automated picking. You can see in the large warehouses, automated picking of the items from the warehouses. Examples of the automated picking. Different examples of the automated pickings are there. Handling equipments. What are the different handling equipments are there? Storage equipments. And what are the different material handling equipments? You will study in detail in this chapter. Hence, this chapter is important. The learning objectives of this chapter is to explain the concept of the product movement in a warehouse. Describe product storage in a warehouse. Discuss how to perform information transfer in a warehouse. This is very important. The transfer of the information is get faulty. Then the warehouse efficiency will be less. Information transfer is important to the management and the measuring of the efficiency of the warehouse. Elaborate the automated picking. What are the automated picking can be done in the warehouses? Explain the various types of the storage equipment. What are the different storage equipments are there? And what are the various material handling equipments are there in the warehouses? Right? So, in addition, you understand the various material handling technology, key points to consider while creating a storage plan along with the SIL with the decision. Once a warehouse is built, it is important to have the seamless warehouse activity. Seamless warehouse activities are required for the more efficient warehouses. Activity using quality material handling equipment. Workhouse activity and operation for an integral part of the organization's business strategy. If these operations are effective, it is ensured that the organization receives and the ships stock in time for the purpose of the manufacturing or replacement on store shelves. In a warehouse, storage equipment is used to hold or buffer materials for a period of the time. There are various types of the storage equipment that can be used to store materials. There are various types of the storage equipment. In the industry, you can also find the storage of the material is the important. And this is the very important function of the any of the industry also. And we here in this context of the warehouses, we will study about the storage of the equipment. Storage equipment, this is also essential in case of the industry also. In this chapter, you will learn about the various warehouse activities such as product movement, product storage, and information transfer. These three types of the warehouse activities are there: product movement, product storage, and information transfer. You will also go through the types and examples of the automated picking. Later, the chapter will explain the features of the various types of the storage equipment. Warehousing activity. Warehousing has an important role to play in the logistics system of organization. In a warehouse, a number of the varied activities are performed to ensure adequate fulfillment of the customer need. Adequate fulfillment of the customer need. Customer are the king. in today's world, customers are the king. As the customer fulfillment is there, the warehouse activity will be performed according to the customer's fulfillment. Customer satisfaction is the necessary for the survival of the warehouses. In combination with other active logistic activities, it provides the required customer service level. And required customer service level also be judged by the different techniques, how the customers are satisfied or not satisfied. There are multiple warehousing activity. Most of them can be categorized as shown in the figure. Product movement, product storage, information transfer. These are the warehousing activity. In case of the product movement, different activity are receiving and the putaway, which is given in your syllabus. Receiving and the putaway. Order filling and the order picking. This is given in your syllabus. Cross-docking. This is also given in the syllabus. Shipping. This is not given in your syllabus. Shipping is not given in the syllabus. Cross-docking is given in your syllabus. Order filling, order picking. This is given on your syllabus. Receiving and the putaway. This is given in your syllabus. These are the important product movement activity in case of the warehouse. Product movement can be deemed as a shifting goods while undertaking various warehouse activity in which goods are moved from one place to another. The four main activity involved in the product movement are shown in the figure. These are the product movement activity. You check all the activity. These are given in your syllabus. What are the receiving and the putaway? It includes unloading goods or the products from the transportation equipment, performing account and standard verification as per the records, checking the goods for any damage and updating inventory records. The receiving process subsumes to classify and sort the obtained goods. Moreover, prior to storing them in the warehouse, the received shipment are pre-packed into the smaller ones. This entire activity ends with pass-away tasks that involve moving the goods physically to a storage area, places for the outbound shipment, and areas of the specialized services such as a consolidated area. These are the receiving and the putaway. Right? It includes unloading goods, putaway, and products from the transportation equipment, performing counting of the product, and standard verification as per the records, checking of the goods for any damage, and updating the inventory records. These are the receiving and the putaway activity. These are all activity are the receiving and the putaway. Order filling and the order picking. This is the basic activity that includes tasks to identify and retrieve products from their respective storage area as per the customer's order received. It also involves gathering, regrouping, and the packing the desired products into the required mixture as per the customer order. Some other tasks may include generating delivery list and packing slip. Performing order picking activity consumes a lot of time and labor. Cross-docking. This activity generally involves getting products or goods from one source and consolidating them with other that are from other sources and have the same destination, and finally sending the consolidated lot to the customer quickly. A pure cross-docking activity only includes organizing the material transfer from the inbound receiving dock to the outbound one while avoiding other activity such as storing, putting away, and other order fulfilling. This is the cross-docking. Cross-docking means generally involves getting products or goods from one source and consolidating them with the others. This is the cross-docking. Getting the items from the one source and consolidating them with the others. This is done in the generally cases of the shipping. from the one ship to the another ship. This is known as the cross docking. That are from other sources and to have the same destination, and finally sending the consolidated lot to the customer quickly. This is known as the cross docking. A pure cross docking activity only includes organizing the material transfer from the inbound receiving dock to the outbound on while avoiding other activity such as storing, putting away, and order fulfilling. However, in practice, there can be a delay of 1 to 3 days, and the required products might be stored in a warehouse. Shipping. In this activity, several tasks are performed, such as moving and loading assembled orders physically on some transport carriers, inspecting the sequence and the content of those orders, and keeping the inventory records updated. Some other tasks include classifying and packing products for explicit customers and packing products to avoid any damage. Product storage. The product storage activity refers to the accumulation of the inventory for a time period. In warehouses, inventory storage may happen for different lengths of the time and in different storage locations. Depending on the purpose of the storage, there are the 4 primary functions in the storage that impact warehouse design. That also impact the warehouse design. When we're talking about the storage, product storage, how the product storage can be done in the warehouses, this is a vital factor for the warehouse design. If you are going to design a warehouse, then how the product storage can be done, this is a vital factor. They are holding consolidation, mixing, and break bulk. Warehouses are typically designed to complete one or more of these functions. The structure and layout of the warehouses depend on the importance that is given to the perform these functions. Product storage can be of 2 types: long-term or semi-permanent storage, and short-term or the temporary storage. Long-term or semi-permanent storage involves storing products from then that the demand is. For example, arms and ammunition are stored for possible use during a war. During a war, arms and ammunition are stored for possible use during a war. This is the product storage in the warehouses. Warehouses to be made for the storage of the arms and ammunition on the border. During a war. In contrast to the long-term storage, temporary storage involves storing products that are required for basic inventory replacement, and its amount is determined by the extent of the changeability in demand and the lead time. For example, Coca-Cola bottles are stored for delivery the very next day. The logistics system also has an impact on the extent of the inventory to be stored. Its main emphasis is product movement, pure cross-docking usage, temporary product storage. Pure cross-docking usage, temporary product storage. Information transfer. To administer warehouses operation, managers need to have timely and precise information. Information is a necessary part for the function of the management. Any management functions according to the information. What is the information is there? Therefore, importance is given to the information transfer activity. How the information can be transferred. This activity works simultaneously with the other 2 activities that are the product movement and the product storage. With the help of this activity, a warehouse manager can keep track of the product's location throughout an inventory levels and shipment, both inbound and the inbound logistics. Inbound from the inbound logistics. Inbound logistics mean the tiers of the suppliers are there. From the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 supplier, these are the inbound logistics of the supply chain. Outbound logistics of the supply chain, customers, tiers of the customers are there. one tier, two tier, three tier customer. These are the outbound logistics. A successful warehousing operation is the result of this information flow in addition to data on personal and customer, space utilization, and over relevant parameters. Nowadays, organization realize the importance of effective information transfer. Therefore, they are continuously improving their means, speed, and accuracy of information transfer by using modern and computerized process such as a pre-packing barcodes, electronic data interchange, internet-based electronic data interchange, and the internet. These are the basic use of the transfer of the data. In the multinational company in the Europe, in the Australia, mainly data are transferred with the help of the electronic data interchange method, internet-based electronic data change internet method, and the barcode method. I have written many of the papers in the case of the electronic data interchange. You can make different projects in this case of the electronic data interchange, how the electronic data interchange can be used to transfer the data. Right? This is the information transfer. Good speaker. Good speaking or order picking is a term used to define an activity under which a number of goods are collected from a warehouse in order to fulfill multiple investment orders received from the customer. Medium and small size organizations filling and shipping customer orders consume more number of the resources as compared to others fulfillment operation. If it is not only daily operation of fulfilling customer orders and tracking items in the warehouses for the shipping. The picking process is already in place whether a person is aware of it or not. However, the key question is about the ease of using that process as the business grows and about its accuracy and impacts customer. The concern is if the process that works accurately at present, for instance, 30 orders, it will work when there are 100 orders per day. The picking process plays a major role in terms of the impact on customer and resources utilization. Therefore, it is necessary to optimize the picking process, which results in increased productivity, reduced cost, and remaining competitive. Some other benefits of optimizing the picking process are it helps in organizing orders and items. Many available techniques for organizing products are based on the way organization prioritize the significance of the speed, dimension, accuracy, product size, and various other factors. It helps reduce the load on workers and their morale is improved if the picking route is optimized. It results in less wear and tear and fewer footsteps for employee. It facilitates faster cycle time and order completion or items are picked per hour, which implies higher tons and move waves in each shift. It aids in minimizing the travel time of the pickers. In case of the well-organized picking process, even the most basic warehouses software can help in minimizing the picking time, optimizing the process of the getting products from the shelf to the picking station. There are the many warehouses software are there, MRP are there, ERP are there. Many of the warehouses softwares are there, which is used for these purposes. It enhances productivity as the volume and speed of picking are increased, which results in increased velocity per square foot. Generally, the major decision of moving bigger warehouses and redesigning the existing one can be eliminated if the changes required for maximizing productivity are deployed. It enables warehouses to increase the accuracy of picking. There is a chance of losing customer if organizations are not measuring the accuracy in the way the information technology department measures the network downtime. It facilitates faster and easier training processes. It helps in increasing customer satisfaction, which is perhaps the most important benefit. Picking accuracy and designing a process to increase productivity go hand in hand by creating a team culture in which the employee know the importance of their work of the customers. Team culture is important in an organization. By creating a team culture, this is an important for any of the organization. It provides a much needed competitive edge. Moreover, processes are improved, shipments are faster, handling cost per items are less, wastes are less, and the turnover is increased. The picking process can be completed using a variety of methods. While some of them are commonly known to all industry types, the other are customized that are deployed by different organizations as per their requirement. Here, the order picking methods are given here. How the order picking can be done. Manual picking, automated picking. Among various systems, one may encounter some common ones are cartoon flow rack, cluster pick, and pick to light. Organizations that have distribution center and warehouses develop a tendency to improve their productivity while being preoccupied with reducing cost. Yearly, more investment are done for improving the technology, hence optimizing performance to fulfill the specific organization or industry needs. It is possible by increasing the automation for order picking or using a mix of various methods of the order picking. Order picking is the important in the case of the warehouses. There are various types of the order picking method. The basic order picking methods are depicted in the figure. Meeting the desired objectives of the optimal performance in a warehouses depends on selecting the right kind of the order picking method. While in this section, we will mainly focus on the automated picking in the detail. Let's get an overview of the manual picking as well. Manual picking methods includes the process of picking merchandise, items or products from the warehouse without taking any help of an application or any other equipment that automates a full activity. There are several methods to perform manual picking, such as a picker to part or piece picking method, zone picking method, wave picking method, and pick to box method. We have already studied different order picking method, zone picking method, wave picking method, pick to box method. These are the order picking method. This type of the picking makes sense when organization need to cater to customer need. Organization that sell fast moving goods having high stock keeping unit counts and understand their benefits, as this method does not require much investment in equipment and technology. Automated picking methods are those that include placing, picking, and getting materials or item from the warehouses with the use of the computerized system that are integrated with various applications and equipment. Some advantages associated with the automated picking are it increases efficiency and productivity as the method reduces dependency on the manpower, resources, and labor. These are the advantages of the automated picking. It improves safety as computer control equipment and performs most activity such as a replacement, unloading, and the picking. It helps reduce errors as most of the automated systems are programmed on the basis of daily operation and do what the computer instructs. It ensures effective use of the facility space and time as machines perform tasks faster and facilitate an increase in the density of the products. It reduces labor cost as automated picking reduces dependency on the human labor. It improves product quality as products are handled with extreme care of the machine. These are the advantages. It also improves the product quality. It reduces the labor costs. It uses the effective use of the facility space and the time, reduces the error, improves safety, and increases the efficiency and productivity. These are the advantages of the automated picking system. These are the advantages of the automatic system. Types of the automated packing system. These are the types of the automated order picking system. Sorting system, pick to box system, voice-directed picking system. In the present business environment, organizations are continuously seeking out justification to allot more funds to use more automation, especially when it comes to the picking process where lower costs are higher. Automated picking system depend on the design, purpose, and the type of the industry. These systems vary depending on the type of the operation. In automated picking, material movement takes place in part or completely by the robotics or the machines. In the big warehouses, the movement of the materials are taken place on the conveyor belt. Flexible manufacturing system is used in case of the automated picking. Robotics are used. Robotic hands are used for picking and putting, and robotic hands are used in case of the automatic picking. The common types of the automatic picking system are depicted in the figure. These are the automatic picking system. Sorting system. A sorting system is also known as a conveyor system. Conveyor belts are used in case of this system. Actually, it uses the conveyor system and employees or staff needed to go the location where products are placed. The orders are brought automatically to the staff. This method requires a picking area, a storage area, picking area, replacement, and sorter. It utilizes an automatic material handling system that includes the various conveyor and multiple sorting devices. In the storage area, items are placed on a conveyor and subsequently sorted as per specific order. In the picking area, the operator collects the sorted orders to process and complete customer orders. This method proves effective as the order does not require to spend time in collecting individual items. Pick-to-box system. In a pick-to-box system, multiple picking stations are combined by a conveyor system. Multiple picking systems are combined in a conveyor system. This system does not require the warehouse staff to move such. The staff only needs to shift from one order station to the another for completing the order. It is similar to the sorting method as it also utilizes picking area, storing area, picking area, replacement, and a sorter. There is a need to organize and picking area for connecting multiple picking zones using a conveyor system. For customer orders, the operator fulfills the box with the required products. After this, the box moves to the picking zone. Once the customer order is completed, it is ready to be shipped to the ultimate destination. This method is quite efficient as the operator needs not to spend much time in gathering the individual items. However, the initial setup cost can sometimes neglect other benefits. Voice-directed picking system. In this picking system, a computerized voice system provides order to workers on that needs to be picked, from where to pick and what quantity needs to be picked. This method proves to be the most efficient one as it allows worker to use a speech recognition system and a voice direction software throughout the headset that are equipped to a variable computer small in the size. This system instructs workers what to do and where to go. Instruct the workers. The voice directed picking system instruct the worker what to do, where to do, and with the use of the verbal commands. This is the very important voice directed picking system. The voice gives the direction to all the workers that where to go, what to do, and use of the verbal commands. You can see these are the, in the case of the multinational company, the voice directed picking system are there. Workers confirm the completion of their task by saying some predefined commands and reading confirmation codes that are available and printed of the products or location. As a result, the picking accuracy is maintained. Examples of the automated picking system. Some examples of the automatic picking system are discussed below. Zone picking system. Zone picking system or zone picking system is the one in which the every employee or order picker is assigned a particular zone or area. The person is responsible only to pick the items that are redesigned in that area. Whenever there is a customer order, the container or box moves through the various zones with the use of the conveyor belt. It generally uses floor racks or a similar kind of the shelving where picked items can be easily replaced from a different area without any interruption to the picking floor activity. Automated case picking system. This system uses an automated crane for picking the voluminous and heavy cases. It can lift, transport, store, select, and replenish big cases for the meeting customer demand. Similar to that pallet picking system, this system also allows the use of the much higher shelving so that the workers need not put them on their own on an SIL picker or a raptor to get the physical injury. Due to higher shelving, space utilization is high. It allows warehouses manager to create or rent out a space for maximizing the system of the impact. This method is generally used for the replacement purpose if the picking is done manually by retrieving cases overnight for the replacement of the picking area. These are the automated case picking system. These are the picking system. Then the pallet picking system. This system combines the use of the automatic cranes, pallet conveyors, and the sorting system to make sure that the product management and the standard capacity is maintained. Automation can provide increased safety with rates direct interaction for the entire facility area and forklift to the organization that majorly deal with the retrieving and shipping palletized cases and the products. Batch picking or the multiple order picking. In this process, several product demand from orders are combined into one picking instruction. This results in the great efficiency as tedious manual for order picking process is eliminated. One can automate the manual picking method and wave picking method to the some extent. Right? And the handling equipment. Different material handling equipments that is also used in the warehouses are discussed here in the context of the warehouses. What are the different material handling equipments are used? Material handling equipments can be defined as the mechanical equipment that is used to move, store, control, and protect either goods or products through the warehousing process. There are 4 types of the material handling equipment: transport equipment, positioning equipment, unit load formation equipment, and storage equipment. Storage equipment, transport equipment, positioning equipment, unit load formation equipment, and storage equipment. These are the 4 types of the material handling equipment used in the warehouses. You have learned in the previous chapter that the storage equipment is used to hold or store materials for a specific time period. Their designs along with their use in the design of the warehouse represent an exchange between the reducing handling cost and maximizing space utilization. The main reason to store products in a manufacturing warehouse is to allow other production elements to function more effectively on per unit basis. This in turn will cover the fixed cost for number of the products. For example, storing in process elements allow batch production, which minimizing the setup cost on the per unit basis, and storing a truckload of a product in a warehouses, minimizing the shipping cost on the per unit basis. Some other reasons for storing the products: for the processing of product, such as where storage is processing option, products undergo a required change in the storage. For bridging the time gaps, which enables product to be available as and when required, for example, storing spare machine parts. For securing nuclear products, these are the storage equipment. Securing of the nuclear product. Common types of the storage equipment are shown here: block stacking, flow through rack, stacking frame, selective pallet rack, pushback rack, storage carousel, drive-through pad rack, sliding rack, automated storage retrieval system, drive-in rack, cantilever rack, split case sorter picking system, and engine system. These are the common types of the storage equipment which are used in the warehouses. These are the common types of the storage equipment. These types are explained as follows. Block stacking, no equipment. This is the least expensive storage type and is most commonly used for the bulk storage. It includes the utilization of the cubes and does not require any storage medium. However, it limits material accessibility. In block stacking, material accessibility is low because one can only access the top of the front stack. The loads placed at the bottom of a stack do not need any support. Storage racks are utilized when material accessibility or support is needed. Selective pallet rack. This is the most popular type of the storage rack. In this type, pallets are supported by the load supporting beams. One can use checking and special attachment with rack to the support other unit load types apart from the pallets, such as drums, coils, and skids. Selective pallet racks are utilized for mainly three types of storage, which are standard. It is defined as a single deep storage and with the use of the counterbalanced lift truck. Narrow SL. It is defined as a storage with the use of the narrow side SL lift truck. Deep reach. It is defined as a storage that is greater than the single deep storage usually. A selective pallet rack is shown in the figure here. This is the selective pallet rack. This is the selective pallet rack. See the figure clearly. These are the selective pallet rack. Select the atom, put the atom there. These are the selective pallet rack. Drive-through rack. These are the drive-through rack. These are the drive-through rack. In drive-through racks, loads are sustained by rails and upright beams attached to them. The upright beam drive lift trucks. These racks need similar width loads. They open at both their ends, thus one can access material from both the ends using the first in, first out method. This is the drive-through rack. Drive. The people is sitting here and driving the vehicle there and put in the rack. This is the drive-through rack. Loads are sustained by the rails without upright beams attached to them. This is the drive-through rack. This is the drive-in rack. Drive-in rack. These racks are similar to the drive-through racks except the differences that are closed at one end, which allows materials access from just one end. Material in these racks are accessed by using the last in, first out method. Last in, first out method. These are the drive-in rack. Drive-in rack. Rails are there. These are the rails are there. And bars are here, there. And this comes from here and put up there. These are the drive-in racks there. These are used in the warehouses. Flow-through rack. These are the flow-through rack. In this rack, loads are supported on an inclination for enabling gravity-based loads movement within the rack. For example, through a gravity roller conveyor, material are loaded at the higher end and then unloaded at the lower following the FIFO method. A flow-through rack is depicted in the figure. This is the flow-through rack. Flow-through rack. This is the flow-through rack. Inclined, there is the inclination is there. You see there is the inclination is there. This is the flow-through rack. Inclination is there. Rollers are made in the middle. Flow-through rack is there. Push-back rack. This is the figure of the rails are here and carts are here. Push-back rack. Push-back rack is here. These racks are the same as the flow racks, similar to the flow back racks. The difference is that materials are loaded and unloaded at the lower end. which is closed at the higher end to enable the LIFO, last in first out rake. A pushback rake is shown in figure 10. This is the pushback rake. Sliding rake. Sliding rake. In these rakes, just one mobile SI allows accessing many rows of the rakes. One can change the SI location easily by sliding the rake along the guide rails on the flare. A sliding rake is shown in the figure 11. This is the sliding rake. Cantilever rake. These are the cantilever. These are the cantilever. Cantilevers are made there and items are put there. These are the cantilever rake. Cantilever rake. In these rakes, cantilever arms are used to support the loads. These rakes are used for storing long rods such as pipes and bar. These are similar to the pallet rakes. However, the only difference is that the front supporting and front upright beams are removed. Very good figure of the excellent figure of this cantilever rakes. Here is the beam is there, and both side cantilevers are there, and the goods are put on the above them. These are the cantilever. Excellent example of the cantilever rakes is there. Stacking frame. These are the stacking frame is there. Stacking frames are the interlocking units that allow load stacking to avoid crushing. When not in use, one can disassemble them and store them compactly. An organization can use pallet frames or multi-level block stacking. Stacking frame is shown in figure 13. These are the stacking frame is there. Storage carousel. Storage carousel is there. These include a set of the horizontal and vertical storage bins. Horizontal and vertical storage bin or baskets that revolve. The storage medium and materials move to the operator for the purpose of the end of the SIL picking, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Every carousel level is capable of rotating independently. Storage carousel can be controlled by using the automated control system or manually activity push button. They are similar to the trolley conveyors with the storage baskets. A storage carousel is shown in figure 14. This is the storage carousel is there. Automatic storage retrieval system. These include an integrated computer control system that combines the transport mechanism, storage medium, and control with the multiple automation level for the accurate and fast random product storage. In an automatic storage and retrieval system, the SR machine can travel both horizontally and vertically simultaneously and can function in a narrow SIL which serves rack slots present on both sides of the SL. Some advantages of the automatic storage and retrieval system are better material control, fewer material handlers, and effective use of the store space, and less humans are required in case of the automatic storage system. Human cost, labor cost is reduced if you use the automatic storage system or the retrieval system. Some disadvantages are high maintenance and the capital cost. This is you have to use the high capital cost during the automatic retrieval system. There are 4 types of the automatic storage and retrieval system are there. These are discussed as follows. Unit load AS, these pieces of the equipment are used for storing and retrieving loads that are unitized or palletized and have weight more than 50-100 lbs. Stacking heights of these equipment are up to 130 feet, while most of the heights range from 60 to 85 feet with 5 feet to 6 feet wide SILs and deep, double deep or single deep racks. A unit load system is shown here. This is the automatic system is there. Conveyor belt is used there. Automatic system is shown here. This is lifted here, gone here, and then we go there. Trucks come here, and then loading is done. loading is done, and then it is put here and kept here, then it go through the automatic system. The human cost, labor cost is minimized here. You cannot use your need of the labor. In the developed country like United Kingdom, United States of the America, and the Japan, this system is mainly used of the storage of the, in case of the warehouses. You can see in the case in the Singapore warehouse, these type of the systems are mostly used. Automatic dispatch system. Main load automated dispatch system. These storage equipment are used for storing and retrieving tools and small parts that can be stored in a drawer or a storage bin. Main load ASNR system are shown here. They allow the end of the SIL replacement and picking. Their bin capacity range from 200 to the 750 lbs, while stacking heights range from 12 to the 20 feet. When used in the kitting, assembly and testing for delivering small part containers, they are called micro load ASRS system. A main load ASRS system is shown in the figure. And this is the main load ASRS system. Main board ASRS system. These are the figure of the main board ARS system. These type of the systems are generally used in the United Kingdom warehouses, USA warehouses, and the European warehouses. These are the mainly used warehouses in case of the European warehouses. These storage equipment are utilized for in-cell picking, which an operator picks material from the bins, drawers, or shelves within the storage structure. They have both automatic and manual control. The SR machines are similar to the turret trucks or order picks. When outside an SL, they can run on the industrial trucks. D-plan ASRS system. This is the D-plan ASRS system. These storage equipment are similar to the unit load. The difference is that one can store loads to greater depths in a storage rack. In these types of the equipment, rack entry vehicles are used for carrying loads into racks which are controlled by the SR machine. When used for automatically retrieving individual cases or items, these are called automated item retrieval system. A D-plan ASRS is shown in figure 18. Split case order picking system. This system allows fully automated picking of the separate item. There are two types of the split case order picking system: magazine dispenser based system and robotic based system. Split case order picking system, robotic based system, while the former ones are similar to the vending machine but are larger in size. The latter ones are constructed similar to the robotic pick and place palletizer. A split case order picking system is shown here. Split case order picking system. The cases are made there. Split cases are made there. Split cases, very good figure is there. The split is made there, and cases are made there, and the main move there, and the pick up the items from there. This is the split case order picking system. Magazine. These are the magazines. These are mostly used in the warehouses. Magazines are an inexpensive medium for the creating additional storage space. They need a larger clear space and hence are used in those activities that don't need much headroom, such as the block storage. This storage equipment needs at least 14 feet of the clear space. A magazine is shown in the figure 20. This is the magazine is shown here in the figure 20. A magazine is shown here in the figure 20. These are the summary of the chapter is given here. Keywords are given there. A case study is given there of the warehousing activity. Case study is given here. And questions are given here. of the mezzanine activity. Case study is given here. You study the case study. Many case study I have already sent to you, and I will take the separate lecture for the case study. Separate lecture of the case study. I will take the separate lecture for the case study of there. These are the different warehouse activities and the equipment used in the case.